She'll just have to tough it out with toilet paper until I get there. That's what my husband's ex-wife said while her 10-year-old daughter was crying in the school bathroom in severe pain. That was the moment I stopped playing nice. My name is Mark. I'm 24, and my husband David and I are currently expecting our first child via surrogate. It's an exciting time, but our family dynamic is already pretty established. David has a 10-year-old daughter, Lily, from his previous marriage. I love Lily. I truly see her as my own. But being a step-parent, especially a stepdad, means walking a very fine line. Her biological mom, Sarah, is extremely territorial. From day one, Sarah made it clear that she is the real parent and I am just a supporting cast member. Sarah insists on being there for every single first day of school, first lost tooth, first school dance. David and I made an agreement with her early on. We would respect her boundaries and let her take the lead on the big milestones. I always kept my word. I stayed in my lane. That was until a Tuesday afternoon when playing by Sarah's rules meant leaving a 10-year-old to suffer.
I was working from home when my phone buzzed. It was David, and he sounded panicked. Lily had just called him from the girls' bathroom at her elementary school. She was having severe stomach cramps, noticed blood, and realized she had started her first period. She was terrified and in a lot of pain. David was stuck at a job site 40 miles away. He couldn't leave without risking his employment. He had been trying to call Sarah for 20 minutes, but it kept going straight to voicemail. I told him to take a breath. I was home, I had the car, and I was on the school's approved pickup list. I told him I'd gladly go get her so she wouldn't have to sit in a cold bathroom all day. David texted Sarah one last time to tell her the plan. 2 minutes later, Sarah finally called back, and what she said made my blood boil.
David put her on speakerphone so I could hear. Instead of being relieved that someone could get Lily, Sarah was furious. She immediately vetoed the idea. She said, word for word, "This is a matter between her and her real mother. That is a special moment, and I am not missing it." David explained that Lily was cramping terribly and crying. He begged her to just let me bring her home. Sarah scoffed. "Well, she'll just have to tough it out and use toilet paper until I can get there." She couldn't leave work for another 4 hours. I leaned into the phone and said, "Sarah, she's 10. She can't focus in class like this." Sarah's voice went ice cold. "You'll understand when your surrogate delivers and you actually become a parent. Talk to me when you have a kid of your own." That comment stung hard. But a few minutes later, my phone rang and the plan completely changed. It was Lily. She had borrowed the school nurse's phone. She was sobbing. The school had given her some bulky pads, but her cramps were so intense she couldn't even stand up straight. She told me she just wanted to go home and lie down. She asked where her mom was. I had to tell a 10-year-old that her mother was busy. Hearing her cry like that, something inside me just snapped. I looked at the framed photo of our blended family on the wall. I had spent years walking on eggshells, biting my tongue, and letting Sarah dictate how I was allowed to care for this little girl. I promised to respect boundaries. But leaving a child in pain so an adult can protect her ego, that isn't a boundary, that's neglect. I texted David, "She's crying, I'm going." He replied 3 seconds later, "Go get her, I'll deal with Sarah." I grabbed my keys. I wasn't going to wait for permission anymore. I was going to do exactly what a parent is supposed to do. I pull into the school parking lot and march straight into the front office. I grab the sign-out sheet. The receptionist points to the nurse's office. I walk in and see Lily curled up on a plastic cot, looking pale and absolutely miserable. When she sees me, her shoulders instantly drop. I don't make a big deal out of it. I just hand her my jacket, sign the paperwork, and walk her to the car. We don't go straight home. I drive us to Walmart.
I walk her down the feminine care aisle, let her pick out what she needs, and grab a massive bottle of ibuprofen, a heating pad, and 2 liters of ginger ale. I pay for it all, drive her home, and set her up on the living room couch with her favorite blanket. She takes the medicine, drinks the ginger ale, and within 40 minutes, she's fast asleep. Safe, comfortable, pain-free.
5 hours pass. David gets home from work, checks on Lily, and gives me a hug. Then my phone rings. It's Sarah. I step out onto the porch and answer. She is absolutely unhinged. She had just shown up at the school to get Lily, only to find out she had been signed out hours ago and missed her after-school program. She screams that the school nurse could have handled it. She accuses me of trying to steal her thunder and be a better mom than her. She yells that we had a strict agreement about boundaries and that I had no right to step in. I let her scream until she runs out of breath. I don't raise my voice. I don't insult her. She didn't need a milestone. She needed a parent. The silence on the other end of the line is deafening. I can hear her breathing heavily. She realizes she has absolutely no defense. Finally, she spits out, "You parent your kid, I'll parent mine," and she hangs up.
The fallout was immediate, but not the way Sarah expected. She tried to complain to David, demanding an apology. He shut her down instantly. He told her that if she ever prioritized her own ego over their daughter's physical health again, he would be the one taking her back to court to reevaluate custody. Sarah even tried to vent to her own family about how I had stolen this special moment from her. It completely backfired. Her mother, Lily's grandmother, called David the next day to apologize for Sarah's behavior. She told us it was absolutely ridiculous to expect a 10-year-old to sit in a classroom in agonizing pain just so Sarah could play the hero at 5 in the evening. Lily woke up later that night feeling totally fine. She hugged me, thanked me for the ginger ale, and went back to watching cartoons. That was all the validation I needed. But I'll be honest, there is a part of me that understands why Sarah was so hurt. A daughter's first period is a major life event. It is a milestone that mothers look forward to navigating. By picking Lily up, buying the supplies, and doing all the caretaking, I did technically rob Sarah of that first experience. I knowingly broke a strict boundary we had agreed upon. Maybe I could have just dropped off the medicine at the school and left her there.
Sarah hasn't spoken directly to me since, and honestly, the silence is golden. But what do you guys think? Did I cross a line by taking away a mother's important milestone and breaking our agreement? Or was I right to put a 10-year-old's comfort first? Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.